Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Epic Fumble, where Shroud will be here. He's just taking care of one of those two little gremlins that he had in a couple of months, and Vess will join us a bit later because transport is shitty. So, for tonight, we have our beautiful crew. Any announcements here? Well, we'll be bringing some Bertillon back for in the coming weeks. So here, oh, did I get it right? No, it's
I
Demain.
hope so.
Demain, good. And Conception. And also, Matthew, the one that did the awesome drawing for the campaign. You can draw. You can give the check over there. And well, we have for me tonight, because I have a microbrewery placed right next to me. I have a brute to drink. See, I don't make a mess. All right. But ASMR. No, too much.
There's never too much ASMR.
But for tonight,
But there was too much head.
if our crew members, well, the two that can speak right now, might want to recap last session for people that were not there, and Kaiser was also not there, because we'll take a couple minutes together to scramble what happened.
Pew pew, explosion, mutant. Voila.
Thank you. I understand everything now.
Also, be careful when there are demonic invasions on your port town. Your children are 46% more likely to be kidnapped by sea hags.
True.
Yes.
True that.
Yeah.
Here. All right. Well, mostly that's what happened. But they finally... Well, Kaiser had to leave behind to get the portal stabilized with Yusa, the archmage that is intertwined with her little group, neutral / friendly-ish side of things, where Revna, Portia, Vess, and Shroud went to save the little dragon they adopted a couple of weeks ago.
I'm sure, honestly, they're intertwined with us, much to their own dismay. Like they're like, fuck, I'm stuck with those idiots.
Might be happening. But with all that, 3 hags were found to be dragging Nazum back into the water. And during the combat, also said,
"We're only bringing him back where he's supposed to be."
and some more bits in there if the player listens. That's their own loss over there if they didn't. But also some comments about Revna attacking them with attacking their own blood. That was one of the details. And well, an old friend of theirs, an Alfishne, that is a lovely gentleman that is half man, half boar, if I could say, using magic artifice and is brute strength and a toxic gas to fight. And this time, they vanquished him on their own. No help of anything on their... But Revna was close to the door of death, but, well, some help kicked in inside her blood. And they were running back afterwards, after Nazum got contaminated by some demonic ichor that they haven't identified yet, but some of his scales turned to purple and green on that side. We'll see a bit later, but he also aged. He went from wormling to young bronze dragon. But for roleplay purposes, I will be keeping the same voice because he will be going back into his dragonborn form. And I don't want to roleplay a teenager. No, not teenager like that.
Come on.
No, I'll just speaking like this if you don't mind. Well, I love my little Stitch Nazoom, okay? But during all this time, we have Kaiser that is there stabilizing the portals with Yusa. Let me just bring you back to our friend Nazoom here on the map. To give you inside of the room you are in, you had the portals that were all around in circles, and Yusa created an arcane link in between them to keep them focused. For now, I will request you an Arcana check, please,
Okay.
to see how well you handle that.
Yes, I'm good. I can do this.
Oh, Emily Labergeron is giving you a D4, my dear Christophe, if needed.
I have a 15.
But for 15 right now, you don't get more control over it, but you keep it stable.
But I will remember it, Emily. And once I roll like shit, I will use your D4. Be sure of that.
So for now, you keep it stable, and from even with your attempt, one of the portal is fading out. Yusa is working to bringing it back, and you're just
Okay. From now on, we'll just keep the whole thing stable. We're not trying to do anything else. Can you throw up a bit of magic in there to help us gain control back?
as you see that you can just spend spell slots depending on what you want, but you see that
course.
easy investing is a level 5 spell in there, so you get back.
All right. So I am not yet able to do 5 little spell at this level. But I will spend a 4th level spell.
Perfect. That will add a +5 to your roll that you had, so you went from 15 to 20.
Cool.
And with that, you gain a bit more control. And from the window, you see one of the window was going towards the port, where you've seen all the boats in the far horizon coming, and you see that they're really coming close. And the longer it stays, you start to see purple, reddish, and blue flashes happening in the city. One thing that you understand, I'll just go with your Arcana that you rolled there. Demons are able to teleport themselves pretty quickly. So as soon as they have a kind of a line of sight of what's happening in there, they're coming from the boats and already attacking on the bird. And while the soldiers are doing an amazing job from what you've seen from the top of the tower, but they're still right now they're not outnumbered. When the ships are going to arrive, that's going to be another hell. And one thing that happens is that one of those flash red and purple just on the balcony of the tower. And one thing that you see is a towering monster, a fiendish creature that is, let me just here.
Ugly.
You just have 4 arms, where you see that 2 of those have large pincers. And you just see this red face with red eyes and horns and it's just stretching by the back, and 2 other arms that seems to be human, but really massive in strength. As you see a Glabrazu.
A Glabrazu.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Where is Vex? Seems like one of her friends.
He's coming on the balcony. And you have Yusa that just turns to you and says,
I'll keep on the portal alone.
and you see that he just touches his forehead.
Reinforcements coming. Block his way to me, please.
All right. And I guess that he's able to teleport himself, right?
He teleported here, but from what you see, as soon as he put a feet inside the tower, because like the balcony is really large, and when he's getting in, the moment you put a feet in, you see greenish and pink energy just touch to his feet, and you see that he seems to be dimensional anchored.
And last question: how far he is from the edge of the balcony?
Right now, he is 10 feet away from the balcony.
Ha ha! All right, I am ready for some shenanigans.
So roll me initiative, please. And I know that you have your spell, that you had something to your initiative, I think. Gift
Yes.
of Alacrity or something?
Yep, I think I had the T8. I'm so good with spells right now. It's not it's a feature.
It's your channel divinity, I think. Is that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah? No? Yep.
It's
no.
a vigilant blessing.
Okay. You have advantage.
Advantage, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so roll me initiative to see between you and him who's going to...
Do you make a combat encounter?
it's true that I have to do that.
And that's Hulk, how you DM a DM.
Here, Kaiser. And let's put Glabrazu right in there. Right now we have this here. Let me remove here, Kaiser. And the balcony is right behind him. So, here, encounter, start. All right.
Aha. And advantage.
And I
Ooh.
have a 14. And you rolled 2 natural 20s.
Yeah, what? Why do I have 23.16?
It's because you have the. I had it to Foundry, so if there's any sames, you're splitting.
Safe to assume I start then.
Yes, it's safe to assume that you start.
So, first of all, I am someone that's cheap on spell point. I will I will try to do it elegantly without using any, and I will use my telekinesis feature, which is somewhere. Where is telekinesis?
So as a bonus action, you want to shove him?
Oh no, I have to do some damage first. Huh. But no, yeah, I will shove it, yeah. So let's roll that. Did it work? Yeah, you have to make a save throw. Yeah.
All right, DC 17. And one thing that you discover is that those fiendish creatures are resistant to magic.
No.
Yes, sir. Here you go. For 26.
The bitch.
So, you try to shove him as a bonus action, and you just see that the same blue, purple, and the reddish vibe that you have magic from him just resists all around him.
All right, so I won't be cheap anymore. So I use my action to do a pulse wave. Well, not well. You understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Toward
So
him.
you push him towards, and you for it to be pushed 15 feet.
Yep.
Here. So you will suffer.
I think you have a Constitution saving throw first.
All right, Constitution. He's also great at it. As a reaction, you see that Yusa just turns towards you when you're casting it, and some golden and pink energy just seems to be wrapping around your spells, as he will heighten your spell by metamagic. So you would technically have disadvantage on his saving throw, but you have advantage, so it's going to be a straight check.
Oh my god, I'm so stressed now.
Here, Constitution saving throw. When he fails.
All right. So not only does he take 22 damage, but he moves 50 feet towards the end. But one more, because I also am a Graviturgist magic. And he moved 20 feet because I used my gravity will as well. So I push him 20 feet. Yeah.
So you just have the stone in front of you that just start erupting from the ground and tracing a line, and you're just getting pushed at creature. Do I have a
Yep.
fly speed? No.
I hope not.
So as you just had this large creature just
I'm coming for you, Archmage! And
with all that, you just see that gravity just erupting on the ground and just and you hear him fall. As he will take I will let Kaiser roll it. So on the table, I will ask you to roll 10d6, please. Because the tower is 100 feet high. Yeah, it was 32. So 32 plus the 22, so 55 damage.
54.
54, sorry, 54. As the turn after, you just have this creature now that you've seen where you are just warp at the top and will go into melee with you.
Oh, the bitch.
And you see that some of his skin seems to be dead. Usually you have this creature is only red, but you have also this purple, dark purple taint that you've seen in visions and such that you had, where it seems to be stitching back his wounds as you see that he's regenerating a bit.
Such a bitch.
And at that moment, that would be the whole turn, because that was his action to teleport, going back there and walking towards you. So that was his whole thing, but he is in melee with you. One thing that is happening, though, is that you have reinforcements coming from one of the portal. As you have... All right. I'll have to have the image a bit earlier, but what you have next to you, that is coming next to you, is you just see a glaive first that is going over your shoulder and is going to be going straight into the body of the... well, actually, you'll be starting the turn, so you'll see that this person will take position at the end of the turn. But when you turn your head right, you see only purple dark skin with white long hair that is in a ponytail behind, in Shitteen. That means like Shitteen, like the Overwatch. Shitteen. Well, you see that it is coming, and you see that visibly this drow that is coming right next to you. You just hear a first time facing those, and you see that he's going to strike, but you act first.
Nice. Is he alone?
For now, he is alone, yes.
Okay. Huh.
What's your passive perception?
I don't know the answer of that. I have perception of 14. Passive perception of 14, yeah.
Okay. You see behind the Glabrazu an exact shadow of the drow next to
Nico
you.
Knight. That's a Nico Knight. That's what I wanted to do first, but they were all not doing mages in the mage game, so I had to do a mage.
So that's what you had. You see that the echo is right behind
That
it. So.
would have been me. All right. So he resists magic, yeah. I will still try to cast levitate on this thing.
Okay.
So he has to do a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Here.
Man, what happened? I cannot. Yeah.
Constitution. For a 20. He succeeds.
The fuckers. And then I will use my bonus action because I do have those. Oh my god, so much thing to do. I will teleport myself using a bonus action from my Luxon heritage behind the echo.
Okay.
No,
so
behind the swordsman.
behind the swordsman. All right. So you you have this. You just phase out like in another reality. You would be in position over there, and that's where you are now.
Yep.
And as you warp, is going to be the Drow's turn. And his first attack will be here. Hit. Let me check this second one. Hit also. As he will. And the third one doesn't hit. As you see that he's taking his glaive and just start to strike this creature, and you see that his glaive seems to be wounding it fully. Like he's using something magical to hit this creature. And I will roll 1, 2. Here. 17. As you will suffer the 17 damage. He will, and as you see that he's striking, you see the echo behind it just trying to take a swipe, as he will use Unleash Incarnation and make a free attack with the echo behind. And hit for another 15 damage. But now is the Grabbler's turn. And he will first reach over our friend, the warrior, with his attack. As you see that his skin just close a bit of his wounds. As one pincer will attack our friend Kaiser. Natural 1.
Such a loser.
That's a freaking fumble. And he won't be leaving on that. He will make a second one.
On me?
No, on the draw. I roll so fucking shitty.
Glabra zoomer like a glabra loser.
And
That's all I had.
as you are right next to him, he turns to you or him? Him. As you hear a...
Stop moving.
As he used Power Word Stun.
I don't have counter spell. Yet.
And the Glabrazu will go with his movement. I moved Nazum token. Nazum is Yusa. And you are now in between of those situations. We're now going back to you, Kaiser.
So who is stunned?
It's your friend, your new friend, the drow that's arrived in his armor.
Huh. And Power Word Stun is like a high level spell, right?
Level 8.
What? It lasts for a long time, right?
You will have a save at the end of every turn, but if he doesn't succeed, it is a really long time. Yes.
Alright, so I will cast this spell magic on my new friend that seems to do a lot of damage. Using a 4th level spell. So I have to...
roll a d20 plus your casting stats.
Yep. Plus, yeah. 10. Yeah. I
And the
don't
DC is
understand.
18.
So I have to a D20.
And
I
you have
will
the
roll
D4
that.
from Emily, by the way.
Oh no!
And
Do we
sadly,
have-
I did the recap at the beginning of session, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm the one having a reroll.
Yeah. There's no enough dice I can add to dispel that magic. And is it like in close contact between those two?
Yes, he's in melee with him.
Oh no. Oh no, and I have no more main action. Oh no.
You have your bonus.
I know. And I have Deluxe and Heritage, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I cannot. When the probability Deluxe and Heritage that make an ally within 30 feet reroll a saving throw or attack roll, am I an ally?
Yes.
So I could use my reaction to make myself reroll this roll or not? It's
Let
not
me
an
just
attack roll,
check
right?
the feature that I gave you.
Yeah, I know. It's like my Hail Mary right now.
Here, Edge's density, Lux and Heritage over there. It's to had a D4.
Yeah, I know, but the probability one.
Reroll a saving throw probability. Yes, you could make yourself.
All right, so I use my second one of those thing of 3
Mhm.
to make myself reroll this 20. Go ahead, all good. All right,
For a
so
16
if I
total,
add the D4,
you still have the D4. You have to roll 2. And a 3! Thanks to Emily, Kaiser will be able to
I
dispel
dispel the
magic.
magic of stun on the warrior.
As you see that he was just all the purple and red energy was just constricting him as he was handing his glaive in the front.
Right. I'll use most of my movement to go here. Then I will try to telekinetic push him away so that I can put myself between.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean he has a lot of things to resist my telekinetic push, but at least I'll try.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work.
So he has to do a saving throw of strength.
Of 19.
Yeah, he's fine.
Of 19 here.
So yeah, I did what I could.
Nice try. And let me just see here. Source. All right. Now that I successfully entered the place, the drow just turns as you were right there, and I'll show you what it looks like. Might recall someone or Revna or something, a little something. As you see this drow just come in right next to you, and you see that he understand that okay, now 1 + 1 he can't touch Yusa for whatever is happening right now. He's assessing the situation because the guy just went through a portal and seen someone fight a demon, so he's just going in, and he will go with the echo will move right next to it, and they will try to shove this creature. As here, good. So, it is here. Oh,
It's mystery.
it's a mystery. And that's only my... Oh, okay. Let me roll 3 rolls like this. And a 4th one. No, that's not the right one. Here. Okay, and this. Okay. And our friend... Okay. So, you see what's happening. You have the drow next to you. Instead of stabbing with the glaive, he just go and in hand to hand with him and push him with the staff of his blade of his glaive and just push him and just keep pushing and pushing. And his 2 of his 3 attempts are successful to push that Glabrezu back and shove him. And then I'll use this token. Where is it? Here. I'll use this token for him for now. And he turns to you while he's pushing and is like, would be nice to have a bit more help. Let's do what you did at the beginning. And you see that he's trying to push him back towards, as you see that his echo just go next to him. And we'll also try a shove to it. All right. And it succeeds. As you see that the shadow next to him, he shoved him in 3 times. And now that he is in a further distance, he is now back to 15 feet of the ledge. And that will be it for its turn. And that's now the Glabrezu's turn. As he will pincer our friend. Okay. 20 hits. As you will, I'll use my reaction to use parry and up my AC to 21. As you see that the drow just raises his glaive to block the pincer and just close on it. And let me just roll a second time. 21. Okay. And as a bonus action, Kaiser, give me dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
You succeed, so you'll suffer half. As you see that this magic of darkness emanates from him and just spread around, so it's going to be 13 necrotic damage.
Halved.
Halved for you.
So let's eat 7.
And it just go in, have a deflagration, but you have the time to just raise your shield and be prepared for the attack. And that will be it for the Glabrezu. My 2 attacks went out of the way. No, actually, the second attack hit. So our friend in front of him, you see that the drow in front suffered 22 damage. As you see that the pincer just grabbed him, and you see that your friend is now grappled. And he's just crushing it in between, and you just see start to cough blood from the crush, and his stomach is starting to get open.
So, if I understand this correctly, the Echo are pushing the thing towards the edge.
Yes, the Echo Knight that is next to you is pushing this demon back to the edge.
And the shoving is always strength save, right?
Yes.
All right.
Unless
so
you
we'll
have
go
another
up.
idea.
Yeah, no. I will just make it easier for them to push it down the ledge without using magic. And I will adjust the density of the big thing with claw. I will touch it.
Okay.
And I will half his density, which makes him faster and can jump. But he has disadvantage on strength and...
Oh, nice use.
I can copy it for you. Is half the cursor speed increases by 10 feet. He can jump twice as far, but he has a disadvantage on strength check and strength saving throw.
Perfect. So I'll be narrating the rest of the thing that's happening.
Yeah,
Yes?
you can go ahead. And let's just use it. I use my telepathy push to help them push them out of the...
Perfect.
And if they fall, I can teleport them with backup.
Okay. All right.
I can do things.
So, well, on his side, when he sees what you're doing, he says, and he's grappled by the creature, so he knows that he will be stuck with him falling. But he turns to you and says, "It's not going to be a problem. Just leave the shadow there." And as you are going to, he's starting to push, and now that he's half his weight, you see that this fighter have a lot in his core to fight this creature, and he will use action surge in his situation to just make 6 attempt of athletics. So I'll just solve it narratively. As you are pushing it with your telekinetic push, and he's pushing and falling with him, and he will you just see the shadow next to you just warp, and you should see the draw appears to you as you just hear a fall on the ground. You can roll again 10d6 if you'd like.
Yes, I would like that. And I think it's concentration, so I just remove the concentration when he falls, so that way the gravity is usual.
36. All right. And
Die, bitch!
with the action surge, the Glabrazoo is no more. And at that point, you have the drow that turns to you and say, Graviturgy, but you're wearing the Cerberus Assembly's color. What the fuck are you?
Is that the moment to speak about those mysteries?
Absolutely not. I have to go back home now. I have the vampire spawn you sent home to take care of now.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with the rest of this. Yusa, you're okay here?
I'll seal the tower off. Everything should be fine for the rest. Thank you, Varen.
Varen.
I'll hoe you one.
All right. Back to Basil's End after, I guess. As he's just going through the portal back. As our little group seems to be climbing up the stairs of the tower. Shroud, Vess, Portia, and Ravne. The last thing that you did was going through the commotion inside the city. You've seen more and more pirates that arrived on boats, teleportations, these humanoids that have fiendish features like demonic bat wings, these heavy scales and claws, and with those horns coming out of their head. You had that rush, and in this moment, Kaiser, you were with the concentration that you needed to have to maintain on the portals, and with everything that happens with the Glabrazoo, there was an arcane discharge from the portals that you're getting knocked unconscious as Yusa actually stabilized and isolate the tower, but you are now knocked unconscious because all of our friends here took a decision while you were not there in last session. But one thing
Did you sacrifice me?
But one thing that you've seen before your eyes flinched was in the far distance, because as you see here in you're in Nicodranus, and from the chain of mountains that is the Ashkeeper Peaks right over here. It is really far in distance. It is way beyond the mountain that you have a line of sight in Nicodranus. Ashkeeper Peaks is over here. I'll show. Air. You hear since you were at the top of the tower, that what happens, and the others were sealed in the tower. You had tremor on the ground, meaning that even if it's really far in distance, something moved on the continent of Wildemount. As in the air, you just see a floating creature that seems to have a spine made of the of the tip top of those mountains. The mountain itself seems to have been shredded, and you see this creature, abyssal, just hundred of legs, seems to be like a worm flying, but this thing is gigantic. As you suffer the arcane charge and just fell unconscious. Our friends made a decision last session. Our little group decided to, with everything that was happening, to go to a city in Taldore. On another continent. So I will have to change that. This campaign is a Wildemount campaign. We're going Exandria. As we ended the game when our friends were warping inside the teleportation device that Yusa did. Yusa also confirmed you that the tower itself will be teleporting somewhere else. Some preparation has been made for such emergencies. And you also seen reinforcements come in. You've seen 2 of the Mighty Nine coming of the portals, seeing you, saying just a,
What's up, suckers? We'll take it from here.
and you learn that this monkish lady with the blue robes was Beauregard Lionette, the one that Iwo was putting the tab on that you were during the Cobalt Soul. And as you are all teleporting in this haste, you appearing in a room that's not been occupied for a while. You have a heavy smell of humidity, moss. This place seems to have been forgotten for a while. Maybe it haven't been used, or depending on whatever that Yusa was using it for, or maybe you're not even at the right place. And as you travel through, probably Vest carrying Kaiser. Kaiser, when you pass through that portal, the arcane surge, the arcane energy seems to be going left and right, and you're going through, and you stand awake. For everybody that have dark vision, the room that you are in seems to be richly decorated, but it's been long not maintained. From dust and mold, like I said, it's been maybe years since anybody, and there's a water infiltration that made the whole thing a bit worse for the smell and the place. Kaiser regained back consciousness. And you have your Nazum with you that is now looking at him at an appearance of a more 19, 20 years old, more than the teenager that he was looking like. Technically, with Revna, Portia, Vest, and Shroud, you're supposed to be in Kaimal. So players, the floor is yours.
What's happening?
We're not in Wildemount anymore.
Where are we?
We went through a portal. Okay, you really don't remember anything.
Well, I fought a demon, and then some drow were with me, and then I saw the mountains move.
You saw the mountain move?
Yeah, like floating. And
Oh, and I thought I took a hit back there.
Nazum, are you alright? Where were you?
That's kind of a long short. No, I can make it short. hags were trying to bring me back to somewhere, and with the others, we guessed that it was my old father that might have been a problem in this whole thing.
Um, since when were you taken by hags?
When you
Since
were
we
at the port?
Okay, so it's not that far away.
Just a few hours ago.
Okay. Because we were stressed. You were maybe kidnapped like 2 months ago, and we never realized it, and we felt like shit. But okay. Oh,
I do have a nagging feeling that we may be in the right place, but like not the right location.
where are we
Seems like a
supposed to be?
weird place to arrive from a portal, right? I don't know enough.
I mean, I don't think so. This could just be like a room that belongs to Yusa, and they set up their portal to land here.
In a musty, dusty, moldy place that
Well,
has water leak.
if they haven't been here in a while, then yeah, I've slept in worse places.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
same.
Same. Where you
No, you
found
guys
me,
are-
actually.
Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, we kind of all slept worse, but I don't know. Just, wouldn't you like the place where your portal lands to be less trash?
I
Well,
would just
you'd-
light a light just so we can see things. It's
I
not
think
that
you'd,
bad.
you'd want
Wait,
it
you
to
can't see
be
shit.
somewhere there aren't a lot of people around. No, when
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I figured, they would have some housekeeping or something to
Kinda-
keep
kinda
it
like-
tidier.
how
It's
like
still-
back in Zadash when we teleported there, we were like in this little deserted area.
Yeah. Don't be vain, Vess.
I'm not vain. There's supposed to be a big deal. I don't know.
Well, maybe they chose their destination somewhere that wouldn't be visited. You
So
wouldn't
where
know.
are we exactly? Do you know?
It's dark.
Who decided that we jump in that portal first? I just followed because I know nothing.
Oh, I did because I figured Kaiser would, want to try and find his mentor because, last we know she's in, what was the place called? Ben? That's a name.
Well,
Not a town's name.
anyway, my point is, you took us through that portal, so it's your time to lead us now. I have no idea where to go.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Well, I mean, I would just take a fat nap right now before we do anything else, because kind of got.
Maybe-
Yeah, we've got a good leader here. I'm right for that.
How about we just take a look where exactly we are,
Yeah,
and
that's a safe
maybe
bet.
sleep
Yeah.
somewhere a bit less moldy?
Well, Portia is the princess here when
Yeah,
you look at all of us,
vain.
but it makes sense
Yeah.
because I'm about ready to pass out, honestly. But if you
Well-
want to step outside and ask the locals where we are exactly, it's an option.
I mean, I could be worse for Thayer, so I'll probably have a look around just because I'd rather that if you guys decide to take a nap, you don't just not wake up afterwards because you're dead.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
could
surprised
have
if
a
there's like slimes
concussion.
instead.
I didn't realize we could die from sleeping in a moldy room, but
Well,
I
it's
have
more like
prestidigitation. If you want me to clean a bit, I can do it.
we don't have to sleep here forcibly. There might be a nicer room somewhere around here.
well, I meant more because I can understand like Revna's point of view. Like she's pretty battered up, but it's just like maybe we don't all sleep and some of us kind of
Kaiser
look
also
around.
passed out.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh,
That too.
I was perfectly fine until this arcane lightning bolt strike me out of the blue.
Yeah, you still
Yes,
passed out.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm just going to, using my dark vision, walk towards the closest door or entryway, and Are there multiple doors or just one?
From where you are, there seems to have 2 doors. Now, like, let me describe a bit more now that light is up. The room itself, you see that there's the same door since the teleportation was within a circle. It's just that the arcane energy from in there dissipates once you went through. And as you are inside the room, like I said, it's richly decorated. And from the place, you have, like I said, 1 door in the end, but there's a fireplace where you are there with a couples of couches where you, where it seems to be, the mold seems to be mostly on the ground in a specific corner of the place. Like one of the side of the room have been just, the time seems to have worn out a part of the structure and water filled up there. So yes, it smells a lot from especially that specific place, but from there you have
So, which one of you wants to be Princess Carrie over one of the couch so they can sleep?
I'll let the young guns have their nap first.
Kaiser definitely does.
Wants to be Princess Carried.
You seems like in the worst shape than I am.
I'm in great shape.
I meant Revna.
Well, okay. If Kaiser doesn't want to,
Well, I will take it if no one wants it.
No, too late. I'll take it.
It just meant I'm in the worst shape here. That's what.
So I'm actually gonna.
Come on, Bess.
Yeah. And she's like,
Puppies.
Puppies.
So I'm actually gonna like Princess Carrie Revnut over to like one of the couches that's close to the fireplace.
okay.
I like to
And
think that
probably
this couch
try
was
to
like
start a
feet
fucking
away.
fire.
Yeah,
Because like if we warm up the room, it's gonna help also with like
absolutely. I'm gonna go
the
light
humidity.
up. I'm gonna go light up the fire, and I'll using my lovely little artisan's magic tool to presto.
All
And
right.
Hero was gonna use like actual tools.
But
Well,
Fire
you
magic.
take out the fireplace and also on a zoom, like clean up most of the mold with the presto also, and the place is, after you like fast go through everything, there's
Give it
like
some love.
2 long couch, 2 shorter ones, and there's the 2 doors that are still there that nobody investigated.
I'll open the door to search for like a bed or something.
You have a
Yeah.
master bedroom where you go for the first door, and that's when you open. You have the master bedroom where this place doesn't seem to have been touched by mold or anything.
Shotgun.
Obviously.
Wait, since artificer like that, is it Arcan Kanan that you have to call?
no. Imagine
Magic missile.
Magic missile.
Thorn Whip. Don't forget Thorn Whip you back out there.
Good night, and I just close back the door and.
And yeah, you have in the room itself, you have some of personal effects that seems to be belonging to Yusa from back then, but nothing of much interest. And the other door, anybody who wants to take a look? Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there since Portia's taking care of the fire.
Okay. You.
And what is Shroud doing, by the way?
Shroud.
Yes.
Vess was asking what you were doing in this.
Sorry. I'm checking a baby at the same time. Sorry. What I'm doing, for real, I'm not doing much. I just took out like Sir Squeak a lot and start checking stuff around with him, and that's about it. Bringing him in his new environment and be sure he's happy with it. It's a new continent, so we have to check things out.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
And
So yeah, then I'm gonna go to the door.
when you go to the door, you have it seems to be a underground corridor, And as soon as you open the door, you see dancing
great.
lights seems to be lighting up inside the corridor. And the corridor seems to be like really long.
Yeah, there's no way there's magic involved here. So I'm still gonna I'm gonna like not yell, but just like say towards the room, like I'm gonna go explore. So I don't know, someone wants to follow.
Yeah, I'm
Good
coming
night.
too. Oh, Kaiser said he's coming with me.
No, I said good night.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
damn.
pretty I'm pretty sure it said good night.
No, I'm gonna come, Vess.
Do you have a way of
Alright.
telling us if something happens? Be careful. out
Yelling?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send. I'll
What
send
if
Sir Squeak a
something
lot.
slits your throat and you can no longer yell for help?
You have
Then I'm
thaumaturgy. You can
I'm
make
pretty
a
sure it's
thunder.
it's vocal
What
though.
vocal
No?
component?
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still need vocal.
Yep.
It's like one of the few spells I have I remember how it works.
Spellcasters hate this one simple trick, getting your throat slit. Other living people also hate this one simple trick.
Also, I just noticed that is it normal our character sheets are not updated?
Yes, because you haven't slept yet.
Okay, perfect. That's just wanted to make sure. Because it made sense in my mind. I just wanted to make sure.
Good. I'm gonna move the
Okay.
Nizum token to Kaimo. Well, where were you supposed to?
Well, I
be?
mean, technically, I can. Yeah. Is there any of this, like, 2 spells I know I can do without voice? I don't think so. I can hide. I can go, like, invisible. Don't need to talk for that.
True. So, Vass and Shroud, you go in this long corridor, and it takes you 2 minutes walking.
Okay, that is
So-
quite the long corridor, actually.
Yes. And at some point midway, you go down some stairs. And for maybe you drop stairs for maybe 20, 30 stairs, so it's still a good drop in it.
That's a couple of feet.
And as long as you advance, the light, this small torches, dancing lights, are
Yeah.
illuminating the path.
How fast can you run, Shroud?
Real fast, but I don't want to run alone.
No, but I mean, like, if we're coming to pass, at least you're able to run away and warn the others. What I mean.
Ah, but I won't abandon you.
I mean, I'd rather.
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
don't,
run.
but
I
if
was
we're both-
joking. For sure, I'm gonna run.
I was like, I'd rather we don't both die. That would be really stupid.
I know. But hey, are we in a castle? It seems like it's a big walk.
It is. I have no idea. It could be dungeons.
Dungeons are under a castle normally, so I'm in a castle.
Not necessarily. I've been in dungeons that were not in castles. I mean, the jail kind of dungeons, yeah, but
Mm. Okay, well, we go down.
I mean, yeah.
Can we check if there's like anything suspicious around?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can
the
we do
lightning
like perception
ghost?
something?
In this situation, I would either go with an insight or investigation.
Can I do survival?
Oh, I'm gonna go investigation.
Survival could also work, yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna go investigation.
Vess with a 19 and Shroud with a 21. Vess, you, from what you know and what the feeling you have, everything is stonework. It is a stone corridor that is like bricks, like you would be in a castle. But the ground under your feet seems to be solid earth mixed up with rocks.
Oh, ooh, that kind of feels like catacomb.
And the further you advance, the further we went down another 30 stairs.
Flight of stairs,
maybe
yeah.
15 feet going lower.
Yeah, we're now 30 feet deep.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know that you are underground from what you have, but this is really well made
We're in
a
a castle.
tunnel. And
Okay.
on your side, Shroud, the further you advance, all those torches seems to have some glyph of magic. No need for identification or such. It's just that somebody worked on this to make them permanent and have these kind of enchantments. And to make that permanent, you're not a nobody. Probably Yusa or maybe someone who's been hired could have done it. Would be maybe like Portia, an artificer, to craft those singularly. But every single one of those. But yeah, with your investigation, it's more of not a feeling, but you find some details in the magic that's been used. What language do you speak?
Let me check. Common, undercommon, and Thieves' Cant.
You have some thieves' cant in there.
Oh, yeah.
Next to maybe every 2 or 3 torches. Since you're going that way, since you're going out, nothing has been triggered. But with your thieves' cant, you have every single details. Every 3 torches, there's a trap. There's an arcane trap. Where everywhere that you're walking on the ground, the ground is made to turn into spike growth. So the whole tunnel would be going into spine going up of the ground.
If we come back.
If from now, from what you say of the thieves' cant, you know that if the way that you're going, everything is safe. But if you're going back, you don't know what's happening. But give me an Arcana check, please, for the small details that you would need to pick up. 16 is enough. You know that from the point of origin is the door that you are, but the whole tunnel is affected by a gust of wind.
Coming on which side?
Pushing you in the direction that you are going now. So away from the room that you are.
I'm too dumb for this kind of shit. Okay. Well,
Meaning that if you trigger one of the traps and every 3 torches, and you've seen a lot of them, every 3 torches you have, you can trigger a trap that would be activating the whole protection of the tunnel, meaning that you will be pushed away from where your friends are and getting shredded towards where you're being pushed because you are shredding yourself on spike growth.
so at this point, we're like halfway in the corridor. I saw those markings. I'm like, oh yeah, it's really safe. And if we go back, we might be shred to torn. So I'm just gonna share all of this with Vess and say, hey, wanted to sleep outside?
Wow. Okay. That seems like we made a pretty shitty decision. Yeah. Well, how about we don't go back and just I don't know, try and figure. Because if it's straps, there's gotta be a way to deactivate it, right?
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to be good at that?
Yeah, like traps with a wire and stuff like that, but no magical shit and all.
I mean,
I'm
my
new to
solution
that.
the last time there was magical trap was to bash it in with my sword. I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, that's the same kind of thing I do, but like throw a dagger somewhere and hope it does something.
Okay, so yeah, maybe we should have Princess carried Kaiser or.
I knew
Portia.
Kaiser should have come. It's his fault we're
Yeah.
stuck here now.
Yeah, sleepyhead. All right, so let's. I mean, what choice do we have? We keep going.
Well, I'm not a professional, but I feel if we go back, we might get shredded.
You know what? I'll take your not professional advice on that. Let's keep moving.
Okay, you go first, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go first. It's fine.
I'm just not sure
totally
what
defend
triggers the trap.
it.
That's the thing.
Please don't give me more.
What triggers? You
like
know
that?
that it's when you're going through, when you're moving towards where you're coming from.
Okay, so I know that if we go back. Okay.
Yeah. You know that if you're going back, it's gonna triggers.
Oh, okay. So no. Let's continue to move forward.
But sadly, on your
Alright.
Arcana check, you didn't roll high enough to have more details.
Meh.
But for disarming
but-
arcane traps, you could do Arcana check.
Since he pointed it to me, can I try and see if like maybe I can read other language that are present there?
Yes. What's your language?
Common, Abyssal, Celestial, and Infernal.
There was no Draconic, right?
No,
We
it's
never have
Kaiser's thing.
Draconic.
True, it's Kaiser's thing. All right.
Besides, where would have picked up Draconic?
I do have
don't know.
Draconic.
You know what Dragon
Yeah, I
Bone
know.
into? Maybe, I don't know. So
Oh.
here, all right.
I mean, I'm just asking if
Nope,
there's
one
nothing,
any of
there's
those
nothing.
three doesn't ring you a bell about what it could be.
Fine. I mean,
You tried.
so I'm gonna keep moving forward with like kind of trying to shield Shroud.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to roll for the trap if I can do that to disarm it, but I'm not sure how to do it.
To disarm it, I will first require you a perception check,
Okay, that I'm good.
and after an Arcana. If you succeed.
That I'm not so good today.
12, you see it's related to the torch, but you don't exactly know how it works.
Okay. Are the torch like removable torch
Yep.
or it's oh god then. And I was about to say at first I'm gonna pick a torch. It seems like a bad idea. uh
And
to
do
do?
you do it halfway?
I think we managed to see it like too
Are
late,
you-
so yeah, we're
Are
halfway.
you
I think.
going to the end of this corridor, or you're doing
Yeah,
it right when
well-
you're in the F?
I'm following Vest, but I'm sure we're not going back after what I said.
This is such a bad
No,
idea. What you're
I mean,
doing?
my plan is to go towards the end. So at least if we're gonna be pushed, it's just gonna be in the wall.
I just want y'all to know that while you folks are having like come to terms that you'll never come back without having like the equivalent of the most painful Legos in your feet happen. Portia's like using prestidigitation with Nazum, making the place cozy, cleaning up, taking a little piece of like a little piece of tapestry she found it and like really making it homely, even though they're only using it for one night.
But
And with that place, you even have a selection. From what you see in this place, this seems to be magically conserved. There is like 4 container around this big that seems to have leaves, dried leaves in there, and to be magically preserved there.
I will take a closer look at them, but we can get to those once our two friends have figured out their spiky predicament out.
A very good idea.
Well, the only thing I think I can do is send Sir Squeakalot to do stuff, but I'm pretty sure if he goes back, he's just gonna.
Honestly, please don't.
You know
just in
that
case
if
it
something
triggers the
triggers,
trap.
it triggers the whole corridor.
Yeah, I know, so that's why I don't want to send my familiar.
Do you want me to describe you what's at the end of this corridor?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Because you're getting there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You-
we're not gonna like cry ourselves to like, oh shit, we fucked up in the middle of the corridor.
You arrive at the door, and at a wooden with metal banded door, so it's a reinforced one.
Yeah.
And the lock is only possible to be open on your side.
That is not necessarily a good sign.
And they're like it's a really large metal lever that you have to pull up to
Okay,
unlock
so
the
it's a
door.
latched door. Okay.
Yeah, it's a latch door, and the latch is in metal, and it's directly inside the stone. And from what when you arrive there, you Shroud, you have something that tickles that is just like,
Don't go close to that. Danger.
your passive perception triggers, and you just have like your fur just seems to be like just getting up on your back like a cat, and just with what's happening. And well, that's what I said. What do you
There's
do?
a lock, right? Do we have to unlock it to open the door?
You would have to latch to
Unlatch
open the
it.
Oh,
latch.
there's no lock. It's only a latch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, right before we arrive and maybe Vest tried something, I'm just gonna share that I'm pretty sure my cat senses are on and we shouldn't go there.
Okay, I hear you, but what if the way to deactivate the traps is there?
No, I think the way to deactivate the trap is with the torch, but I don't think I will find it unless you want to try. But it scares me off.
As I mentioned before, my technique dealing with traps is to bash it.
Yeah.
I am not the best equipped for that.
Oh god damn! I don't know what to do.
With your passive investigation, Shroud, since you went at the end of the corridor, you see that with your detailed eyes of thief, you see that the torch at the first torch that have runes, that is this third one, because the two other torches before going to the door, you were at the third one. This one seems to be used where it's been like this one has been picked up. Like the wood on it has been used on that little torch, meaning that she's been handled a couple of times.
You know what? We're at the end of the corridor, and if something bad happened, we're already at the end of the corridor. So I'm just gonna grab that torch, actually.
Okay. When he does that,
But I'm gonna stay
just
next to
realized
the
I
door. I'm just gonna stay
actually
next to
have
the
a
door and
shield?
do it with Mage Hand if possible.
You're going next to the latch door?
Well, as far as I can be from the problem I'm gonna bring on with taking the torch.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
And
The 30 feet is enough. Vess, what do you want to do?
I actually realize I technically have a shield.
Yeah.
I just never use it because I have a 2-end, but I'm guessing I'm probably having it because it's counted in my AC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put the shield in front of us and Shroud and pray for the best.
You mean towards the corridor or towards the door?
Towards more technically towards the corridor because he wants to remove the torch.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't open the door because then we're screwed. But
Well,
I'm gonna go on our shoulder, actually.
Okay. As soon as you pick up the torch,
it was nice knowing you all.
nothing happens.
Oh.
But something that you feel, Shroud,
I just felt like the torch was the way to move on back with it.
even with a 12, it doesn't work. With advantage, with a +8. As soon as you just hear in your head, no, actually, for once, it's going to be really a danger that you haven't seen. And Vess, from what since you look at the corridor with the and you're looking at Shroud doing his thing, the moment you look at Shroud, you see that part of his fur seems to be moving. And as soon as the black part of his fur just seems to be pulling him out of the way of what's happening right now, because you see that part of the door turns to a mouth and just try to grab Shroud and try to pull it. So from what you understand, this trap triggers a corridor that pushes you towards that door that is a mimic. And the whole way through, you're getting shredded by spike growth. To be eaten
Who
by
the fuck
that.
designed that?
someone efficient.
No, someone that's a sadistic bastard. That's who. It's not efficient. That's overkill.
That can be both.
No, overkill is by definition not efficient because you're doing too much for too much effort.
So you
Efficient would
just
just
move.
be
But
wind.
the thing is, mimic could technically move, but you just from what you hear, you just have
Watch out!
as you like I said, you feel your fur pulling you out with your passive perception and out of the way more than what's happening, and you just have that mouth just snapping. But this one seems to be fixed, and meaning that the door is not moving like a mimic would be going away from it. And you just have when the torch is now with your mage hands floating, and nothing's happening. The corridor, nothing happens, and there's no wind coming out.
And the mouth of the mimic just closed and
The mouth just closed, yes. But it's just that you said that you moved towards the door before doing the thing.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
So, is it safe?
now I'm gonna try it. So if I get the torch into my hand,
Mhm.
and I try to take a step in the direction that we came from, only one tiny step
You
at a
go
time.
there, and you just nothing happens.
I do another step
Nothing happens.
and another one.
Give me nothing. Everything's fine.
Fred is having way too much fun with this.
I am okay. I turn to Vess and I'm like, I hope this is a solution to go back.
Yeah. Do we need to kill the mimic?
When you grabbed the torch and when you lifted the torch from his place, the mimic seems to just retract
thanks.
itself and became the door.
Okay. Then maybe we don't. So yeah.
Well, now
you
we
can
have
go ahead.
no, but now we have a way to go back, so we can move forward, knowing we can come back.
Yeah. So you want to go forward because you're the one holding the torch.
I can put it back, and we just take it again when we come back here. Oh no! If we put it
And-
back, the mimic maybe will reappear.
That's
I'm
the
gonna-
thing.
I'm gonna hold the torch for now.
All right. And do you go closer to the door with the torch?
Yeah.
Because we're dumbass.
Yep,
you,
absolutely.
you go next to you go slowly. You're getting like ready to just run away if
Yeah,
anything
like-
happens. And you put the hands on the latch, and the only thing you hear is a. But nothing happens. You seem to be the latch seems to be able to move.
Can we open a door that's a mimic doing nothing?
Maybe.
Hey, try it, Vess. Open the door now.
I mean, we're in this so far, so I'm gonna use the blade to open the door. I'm not gonna use my fucking hand. I'm gonna take my sword and open it with the sword.
When you're trying with the sword, now the mouth just moves and just like as it's just bites chew off the top of the blade. And you see that your weapon is not magical.
No, it's not.
Part of the blade is
Yeah.
now removed by acid, burning with the bite that's happening.
Fuck.
It's
Okay.
a bad
well, I mean,
moment. It's a
Your
bad time
sword have
to
now,
just.
the broken condition, so you attack with disadvantage.
This adventure is going smoothly.
Yeah, it's a bad moment to just wave my magic hand, saying, "I should have thought about it."
Fast is gonna look at you, and honestly, if her eyes could kill you, you'd be dead.
Can I try to open the door now with my mage hand and see if he bites
Do
my
it.
mage? I'm doing it.
So you're trying to open it with the mage hand?
Yeah, and
Since
see if
the
it.
latch is in metal, it's way more than 5 pounds.
Oh yeah, there's the latch to lift up first.
Yeah. But since the mimic felt threatened by a two-handed sword, she bite back.
Well, it's you. I know I lost my vest.
Oh no.
So yeah, Vest is gonna take the latch, lift it up. Is nothing.
No, you're the one. You live
Well,
the door. You,
I'm gonna
the
try it.
antagonist of every D&D campaign, a fucking door.
No, but I'm gonna try to lift it. I'm gonna hold the torch, and if with one, and I'm able to.
With one hand, you're strong enough to just flip it.
Yeah, but my mage hand is helping me on the other side.
And you flip the thing, and the door opens. And from what you see, there's a 5-pointed star that you've seen before because you've been intertwined with the myriad. This is a symbol of the myriad that seems to be carved behind the torch that is on the other side of the door. And when you go there, it's just go up to a single corridor where when you look back towards the door, it just seemed to be a empty mine shaft. Like it would be just rock rubble, like an illusion has been placed where you are, but you know that this is an illusion. But when you take a look at it, when you're looking back, you see that this would be only rock rubbles with like debris in the way.
This seems like a safe moment to say that we're in a safe place and we can go back to our friends and have a really good night. But does the symbol of the myriad gives a feeling that it's like their place? A spot with...
The torch that seems to be there, because this one is not lit on the exterior. The torch is not lit. It's only the one that you had behind. The reason you saw it is because you came with yours.
Yeah.
And it seems old. Like a couple of years old. The torch that has been set up there. So it's been a while since anybody... It's been a while.
But it gives a feeling that the symbol placed there
would
was...
be belonging to them. With your teeth cans, you know that this would be like, this is my turf. You shit on it, you dead.
Okay, so we're in a old, hopefully unused myriad spot in a hidden place. I feel safe, and I'm gonna tell this to Vess, and we should go back to our friend now.
Shroud opened the door with the latch without any weapons, and everything was fine.
Okay. Sorry,
Well-
my internet was being stupid.
No problem.
I said first you're doing it. I decided for you, but
I said, no, you're doing something. It's you.
but
Okay.
yeah, I feel
Nope.
that's like we can go back now since we know
On-
we're safe.
Honestly, seems like a good idea. Also, I have so many questions as like why that is behind that door, but none of these are going to be answered if we just stay here. So let's head back.
Yeah. I drop the torch. I go back in the corridor and open it.
All good. You are going back to your friends. It took you maybe with the research now about 10 minutes, and you arrive back with Revna on the couch. Are you already asleep?
I mean,
Are you enough asleep that if I get in with a
Yeah, I'm
torch?
Okay. And do you want to talk here, or you want to talk when everybody have a long rest in their body?
I mean,
For
that seems like a smart idea. But I'm first gonna compliment Portia and like Nazum on the interior home decor effort. So you know, so they can feel appreciated for what they did.
It's all Portia, really.
But I feel like we'd still explain what we've seen and the protection that we
Yeah.
have there,
Mhm.
keeping the torch in hand. And I'd say that, like, there's an illusion outside, the myriad and stuff, so that if somebody take a guard turn, well, we know that we're here and what might happen.
Yeah, seems a good idea to like give the basic rundown so no one is surprised.
Well, we can all sleep in comfort, with little to no worries after the long day we all had. I'm saying
So,
this as I'm embroidering a hideout, sweet hideout on a pillow.
where is the pillow from?
One of the couches. Or Kaiser's room. So, with all that, you're all taking your long rest. And as we said at the end of last session, you're now level 9.
Whoa.
Yay!
So much.
So much power.
That's a good
Unlimited
night's sleep.
power. And on this, so I'll be updating the character sheet and all. We'll be going for a break. So we will be right back at 9:40. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And we will be right back after these messages. And we're back, baby! Where our friends, explored a dungeon while two were sleeping and one getting into like tea leaves left in in some containers. Where in the morning, because some of you only sleep 4 hours, as I recall. But when you arrived here, you arrived at night because, Exandria spins. And you are, when you arrived here, you were right in the middle of the night when you when you teleported. And you are now maybe at 8, or the one that sleep 4 hours can be waking up earlier. But all of you have a comfortable place to sleep, either the couches or the room where mostly Nazum goes. He doesn't go into his dragon form to sleep, but he seems to be like sleeping on one of the smell couches, but only like sitting in it. So the morning comes. You don't have really light appearances, except at the top of the fireplace. You see that now that time has passed, the figure of moon and like 2 moons are switching place with a sun that it seems to be rising. Small glyphs. Like a clock would be there, but only like figurating 2 moons and the sun. And the sun is rising. You, Kaiser and Portia, you're the first to wake up.
I'm in the big bed of the master bedroom by myself. And I think my time to wake up. I just discovered a room and like chilling.
Perfect. And Portia?
I am taking the time to, as I wake up, end my meditation. I decide on my outfit for the day and go towards those 4 containers with dried leaves and assess what is at our disposal.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, let's go. I rolled a 6 for 15.
Okay. So, 1 is a black tea, 2 green, and 1 that is kind of a chai, kind of.
Okay.
with the mix-up that there's in. And with your investigation, you know that these are expensive ones. Like, these are first in a jar that seems to be magically conserving them in a good state without being affected by humidity or whatever that could be going there. And with the smell, you see you smell some fragrance from one of the green tea that can only comes from Marquette.
Oh, the good stuff.
Yes.
Well, I'm somebody who believes that every now and then we should enjoy the finer things in life, especially after we just escaped a demonic invasion. Therefore, I will decide that this Marquesian tea is what will be prepared for this morning for me and my companions.
Perfect.
Also, are there any supplies for food or anything of the sorts?
Anything food related seems you have a small wooden cellar where dried meat seems to be hanged in, and you have some maybe nuts that can be managed there, but nothing more than that can be conserved on a long time would be here.
Okay. Well, I scavenge whatever food items we have, and if I see the variety of things that are at our disposal, there's something to cook to kind of elevate it this morning. I'll be putting my efforts into making breakfast for everyone.
Okay. The rest of you wakes up with a really nice smell of this tea, and maybe you're rehydrating a bit of the dried meat that you have on hand, salted dried meat. Maybe you did kind of a chicken broth with one part of the other teas that is trying to make another taste. Maybe with a chai, but you just gain a big bag of flavor in there, and the rest of you wakes up also after this well-deserved long rest.
I have a quick question. Who has the Eon Stone of Substance? Is it me or is it someone else?
I think it was you, or it was
Okay.
maybe Vess. I don't remember.
Okay. What do I need to do to attune to it?
Only a short rest, so you would be attuned. You would be attuned to it.
Yes, before going to sleep, I'm gonna think of like why I'm so freaking hungry, and at some point I'm gonna just understand that because of my short sword piercer, I need to eat double per meal.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna concede to the use of that stone, just to, I don't know, create a loop.
Yeah, because if you would have not, you would not have gained back your hit dice from a long rest.
Yeah, so before sleeping, I'm gonna tune to that stupid stone, which is gonna like fly around me.
Yep.
Oh,
This
damn
little
it!
Eun stone that is flying around all around you.
That's not really stealthy, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. You all wake up to Portia's breakfast, Zoom included.
So, do we have a plan?
Oh, I guess we need to find out where we are, why we are here, and then decide what we do. Do we go back to save the people from the demon attack? Do we find Astrid? I mean, it's up to us.
Wow, you really don't seem all that worried for your mentor.
Well, I mean, I've seen mountains move like if they were flying caterpillars. I think bigger fishes are at bay right now. Menace missing everything, so I don't know what I'm afraid of anymore.
Like, you shouldn't let these big things make you feel insignificant. You've had.
Well, if anything, those big things are none of our business, really. You know,
Really, I
kind
mean,
of out of our league.
yeah, but
I don't know why we worry ourselves so much about that.
well, they were literally like and I just do like an illusion with the small one that I can do with the cantrips.
Mhm.
So we'll try to like show them, yeah, it was like that, and like the mountain move up. And it was weird.
Yeah, it definitely looks like something I don't want to mess with. So
Yeah, I know, but it's so huge that if we go back there, maybe it's still happening.
well, we don't even need to go back there.
Do I like remember any folk tales about moving mountains or something? Seeing this image.
That would actually be religion.
Haha! I am good in religion.
All right. I'm looking at this and like, I wonder what this means.
Oh, but I'm not good in this role.
You can also roll Portia if you'd like.
I'm not proficient in it, but I do have a +5 for what it's worth.
Will you intimidate intelligence to know the
No.
religion thing?
Well, I'm not proficient, but I got a 22.
That's
So
ridiculous. I have +9.
me and my modest +5 are trying to do what we can here. Okay. I'm guessing I might have an idea, but I might not know like the real theology behind it. But like something religious going on here.
One. Well, Kaiser, you know that this thing is related to a religious aspect, but you don't have the hang of it. But when you come up with that detail, Portia, you go like, "Oh shit!" you know that it is related to something that you lived recently. Actually, you're like you cannot put the finger on it, and after maybe a minute of like maybe talking with each other, you click that religious matter. Whatever happens a bit earlier in your career, your first very mission.
350 years ago, yes, or something like that.
Your first mission was about the crawling king, Thorok. And the crawling king is known for these numerous hands, these numerous his appearance that seems to be a long worm with a lot of hands and such that would be afflicting creatures, metamorphing them into that. And with the description that Kaiser says, you heard aspects of the gods could exist. And this could be the aspect of the crawling king.
Thurog? You said? Hey, Kaiser, you heard about this Thurog fellow by any chance?
I think it's a god or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was called. Yeah, I think he had a nickname, the Crawling King, and I don't know. Like a mountain is usually something that is reigning above other things, and it was
Yeah.
crawling. So
Is it linked to the demon attack? I mean, I don't think it's only the city that was at siege.
well,
Well, we are still soldier of an empire, which we are loyal to. At some point, we will need to go back and help them face this menace. But right now, we need to find Astrid to help us do that. I think it's the most we could do.
no, absolutely. But I'm just thinking that if this crawling thing matter is at play and seeing all the corruption, and as I say corruption, my eyes like pass over Nazum and Shroud for no reason whatsoever. We're dealing with, we might get a bit closer to this answer of the
Yeah,
question.
speaking of corruption, are you sure you can trust Astrid, considering that, archmages of the Cerberus Assembly are, maybe not all trustworthy?
I'll tell
You
you
have a
this.
reputation.
I have two theories about that. First of all, if she's hunted by all of the others corrupted archmage, she means she's a threat to them.
Yeah.
So she represents what we fight for.
Or maybe they have
Or-
a falling out.
Exactly, and we find out, and then it put the cross on everything that I stand for and demolish everything that I am. But until I have this absolute truth, I hold still, and then I will break in many parts and lose any point in living. But this is not the point right now. So we'll find Astrid first, and then I will hang up all the hopes I have for the future and lose myself in grief and I don't know other emotions
sure
I may
there's-
have.
Pretty sure there are other options. If it doesn't go the good way, instead of just I don't know, crashing.
Unraveling.
Yeah, but I mean, we can get to that bridge if we need to cross
Well, I
it.
think Kaiser can have his little crash out if he feels like it. I'd be
Yeah.
pretty devastated.
Yeah, but as
too,
a
I
as a little
can-
snack, but
yeah,
like
I
not a
mean,
full meltdown.
Yeah.
Of course. I cannot have any emotions. It's okay.
No.
I'm used to it.
No, you can feel things. I mean, I also came to Rexenchum hoping to, learn magic from the best. So it'd be really disappointing if they were all assholes, wouldn't it?
Well, let's hope Astrid was the exception to the rule, and if she's not, which I don't believe so, because it will change everything that I am, then I don't know who I am anymore.
We can just go back to Jorhas together.
Speaking of which, don't you have ties with hags, which mean don't you know who kidnapped the dragon friend we have?
I didn't know those hags.
There were sea
Okay.
hags.
Oh, there's different types of hags, of course.
Well, I mean,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a hag person. I'm more like a seedy one.
What do we know about hags, us common folks who don't know much?
Yeah.
That would actually be a nature check.
Those
You know what
nature.
other proficiency I don't have?
Vess, on those with the senses creatures, you have advantage, even if you maybe are not the best at it.
Yeah, I'm not good with nature, but technically.
I roll shit things.
Can we all roll, or do we need proficiency to roll?
I mean, it's not great. It's still not the worst, but it's not great.
Well, you
Oh, you
only
said
have an
add-
11.
You
Where's your
said add
advantage
what?
check?
Oh, no, I didn't roll with advantage.
Hey,
Slightly better.
Slightly better. You don't. You three really don't know about hags. Vass, you know that they're fake creatures. So with all that, you know they're tied. You know that some of their magic is happening has a coven. Like more hags are together, the more powerful they are. You luckily strike really quickly at the ones you found on the beach before you're assessing their magical power. So that was good for you. And killing one of those first. So in all that, yes, but you know that there's different type of hags. Sea hags mostly are at sea and scavenge on the beach and those kind of things. But that's mostly what you know about sea hags. And other hags, you would have to maybe read a bit more on the subject to have maybe recall more information. But that's what you have now.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna relate to the other. So, yeah, I mean, if you see them, best you, well, take them down fast. So there's no like conversion of their abilities with the whole coven thing. So yeah, strike fast, basically.
But you don't need to kill them. You can make a deal
I-
with them.
I didn't
Did
say
you
need
make
to
a
kill
deal
them. I
with
said
them?
to neutralize them.
My father did.
Which one?
Well, the one that they were trying to bring me back to. But I think he killed it.
Also, considering that they were trying to drag you back by force, if your dad made the deal with them, I still don't think they were good people.
Oh, no, he didn't make a deal with them. He made a deal with another one.
But does he have them on like a roster?
And he received the power, and I think he managed to kill her. So
Wait.
having the best of both worlds, I guess.
I thought deals were with devils.
You know, the hags have a pretty lengthy
I
way
don't
of
know.
doing things.
I-
That's the only
And then-
thing I know.
and in some ways, we do deals every day.
Yeah, although they don't involve damnation of your soul, but sure.
Well, no, but Revna said that she made a deal with Kaiser in the past weeks. She bringing back a lot on the table.
Well, it was more kind of like yeah, it was a deal, exactly.
But as far as I'm concerned, you're not a hag, Revna.
No, I'm not.
So it's okay.
Kaiser,
Yeah.
are you a hag?
I'm not a hag.
No, we made a deal in the sense that, for our little exchange of magic, I promised to be good, which I have been, I
Yeah, yeah.
think. Yeah.
Now that we speak
I
about
mean,
it,
not all deals by.
how was the corridor?
Oh, so basically, if you go forward, Shroud found some things on the wall that says you can go back unless you basically kind of go to the end of the corridor, grab the last torch, and then it deactivates the trap. Also, the door is a mimic.
Oh.
So it's
And
fake.
and the
corridor.
corridor, it's not a fake corridor because if you trigger the trap by going back, then there's a gust of wind that pushes you through spikes, which shreds you, and then you get eaten by the door, which is a mimic.
Oh, a magical meat grinder for the mimic.
Yeah, basically, whoever did that's a piece of shit. But yeah,
We're
also
taking care of the mimic.
I've heard it. I've heard of that trick. It's just I heard it under the name of the cheese grater.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew some druids. One of them they would do a spike growth, and then the other one they would do a thorn whip, kind of like what Portia does, and just move them back and forth through the spike growth. They called it the cheese grater because usually it'd make like grated cheese out of the person they'd be.
okay.
Rating.
Also, the mimic ate part of my sword.
So, do you want this hammer that I took from that other place? And I'll hold out the warhammer.
I've never fought with that, so I don't know.
Well,
It's just that
I
I'll
mean,
need to eventually figure out how to get it.
Let me take a closer look at that.
So it's very evident acid damage.
Oof. I'm gonna see if with my variety of tasks, including the right tool for the job, I can figure out a way to repair this if enough time is given.
You have the right tools. You don't have the right materials because metal is messing. So even mending or whatever, there's still not enough metal to bring it back to its condition.
Tragic. Absolutely.
I mean, I'll keep this hammer if Vess isn't strong enough to carry it herself and use it, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're actually stronger than me, so yeah, that would be a good idea. That you have a weapon, so you're not only reliant on your magic.
Well, I have daggers, and I've never fought with a hammer, so you
Neither have
know.
I.
Well, it's probably not so different than a greatsword.
Actually, it is because the weight is not distributed the same.
Well, see, you know things better than I do, which is why you should have it, because I certainly didn't know that.
You didn't. It kind of makes sense just when you look at the weapon.
And as she's doing this, I'll just plop the hammer down into her hands.
Beautiful.
You don't have to keep it, but you should probably have some kind of weapon while we get through this. And then you can sell it. You can do whatever you want. I stole it from that other manor, so
I mean,
might as
honestly,
well
it
make
sure
a profit out of it.
Yeah, and it beats fighting with a rapier, so yeah.
There you go.
Was that
See,
the
I-
manor in the? No,
Uh,
it was a crossbow that was magical, not the warhead, not the warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crossbow is. I just grabbed a random warhammer.
Yeah, true. That's true. You just no, it was a mole actually.
Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can I even fight with that?
it's a martial weapon, and you're proficient with it.
Yeah, that was kind of my question because I know I'm proficient with martial, but I didn't know if it was considered a martial weapon or something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're proficient with martial weapon, you can fight with mostly
And
anything.
I certainly am not. So
So it's the same thing as a great sword. It's just that it's doing bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, instead of slashing.
I'm guessing the material is like stone and wood instead of metal.
The head of the hammer is a mix with stone and metal. So yes, you could try to maybe reuse a warhammer metal, but it would take a lot of time to do it properly.
Honestly, let's not like stay like sitting ducks, and we can get moving. At least now I have something to fight with. So
True.
All right. Is
I'll
there?
get my sword repaired.
You're
Though.
welcome.
Thank you.
Where do we go out if not the corridor?
I understood we
Well, I
can
mean-
go out with the torch. that
Yeah, we
was-
can. We Shroud figured out how to like not get cheese shredded. It's just that at the end of that door there is what is basically a mine shaft from like if you think it's abandoned, and it's tied to the Myriad, because there was like visuals there of them. So also I don't I do think it's kind of the only way out. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Fred. I don't remember seeing like doors that were leading outside
That's the
from
only
the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So-
All right. So it might be the last time we're here. Let's say we take an hour to inspect and make sure we don't leave valuable information. That we, when we're out, we have maybe a tool or more in our pocket, and
Yeah.
then we follow the lead of Shroud and Vest to get out.
All right.
I wonder if I can like do something with the mold here.
Swing it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna gather something, see if I can, I don't know, do something alchemical with it.
Alchemical.
Yeah,
So you
poison or a potion or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll check if there's like books or any information written.
can give me investigation check.
Yes, and I will guidance myself.
You will ask the Luxon for help.
Just this, yeah. Oh yeah. And then I add a
Shit.
D4. So
Okay.
29.
All right. So you're going through most of the things inside the place. First, you'll find 2 healing potions that are dusty, but 2 basic healing potions. And you'll have information here and there. The details that you picks up with the different information that you have from papers, it seems to be like a journal that had been piled up together. It's multiple texts that are not necessarily related together or written by the same person. But you see that all of that is information about what was this place and how it evolved. Because the place that you are in was an old cache of the Myriad. And you catch breaks in there in the documents. You maybe take 10 minutes to like go through and read them all. This was an old cache, and it's been bought by an anonym buyer that you easily make the link with Yusa. And it's been bought and modified, and it was already secure the way it is by the Myriad back then. So it's the Myriad that set up the whole security system of the meat grinder and everything. And this
Yeah, makes
cache, technically, now that you have this information, this magic circle, this magic circle that seems to be permanent, was used as a magic circle to do contraband with wizards that they hired to like gather people stuff in their hands and then teleport to specific places within the Myriad. And this magic circle is supposed to be removed from the Myriad link. But anybody higher ups in the Myriad might have the rune that you have here for your circle here.
All right, so I shared the information. And does it have any clue on how to escape the meat grinder safely?
It says that as long as you take a torch that have one of the symbol, one of the every 3 torch, you can go through in and out if everybody is within 20 feet of you.
Cool.
So people could transport stuff into this fake mine shaft at the end of the corridor to gather stuff and have a good hideout. And when if you're searching through all, there's just a zoom that goes to Portia and maybe like tug a bit of her clothing and
Portia, they say about the Myriad. Is it the Myriad that have your grandson?
It sure is.
Or it's the clasp? Is the Myriad a clasp?
The player here right now is being forgetful.
it's the Myriad.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it sure is. No, it's the Myriad, and we're under turf.
Oh. Okay. But if they have a cache here, they might have other influence in this. Where are we? What was the city? Was it Eamon? No.
I believe we are in. I think it's Kaimal, or am I
Yeah.
misremembering?
That's kind of what I had written down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know Kaimal. I never been here. But who
Neither have
knows?
I.
We can keep an eye out.
Oh, I am. Trust me.
Okay. What does he
Um,
look like?
it's been a while since I've seen him, and let's just say that they grow up a bit faster than I do, so what I remember might not be what he
Oh,
looks like. Yeah.
half elf. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then Kaiser share the information he gathered. So technically, you know that you're safe now. That yes, you would be under turf, but it's been technically bought by an anonymous buyer, and they were not reluctant to any buy.
Well,
And I do go and scrape some of the mold in the vials.
All right, you have some of those molds. You can write it down on your character sheet.
I'm half poison and mole right now, so I'm just gonna collect everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna play around with my prepared spells, seeing the situation that my dear friend has been dealing with regarding weapon durability.
Mhm.
I'm swapping a spell for a magic weapon.
Oh, it lasts an hour, I think.
Yeah, and doesn't require concentration.
Good. So, with all that, you aim going towards this tunnel and getting out of this place. That's
Yep.
mostly what you gathered, and you have those 2 healing potions. You gather up all your stuff and leave the vicinity. You still have a torch, so if you have a rush to go back, you could always grab it behind this illusion. And as you're getting out, the sun is strong outside. So when you're going out, you just have a little moment of shit. And you have in front of you a vibrant city. The city used to be a small one for Kaimo a lot of years ago. But with the years, 30,000 people is now living in this place. Most of it seems to be normal quarters, meaning that you see that in the far distance there is a mine where people are living, and there's a phone ringing somewhere.
Sorry, that was mine.
Okay. And as you're going through, let me just switch the shady music to something more chill. The city is vibrant. The economy seems to be turning around the mines that are next to the Iron Seat Ridge. Kaimel is right next to it. But the main trade in this city is pleasure. It's food. It's cash. It's
Kaiser will stick out like a sore thumb.
it's casinos. You see in this city the 3 buildings that are clashing with the whole rest of the things, and it's 3 luxurious, immense buildings.
So we're in Vegas, basically.
You're literally
Fantasy
in
Vegas.
medieval Vegas mixed up
Yeah.
with Amsterdam.
Okay,
let's get out of here.
come on. We just arrived.
Why would Astrid be here?
Why wouldn't she?
Oh,
Honestly,
she's
if you
not
wanna-
actually here. This is the city closest to the city where
Yeah.
she would be out of all of the portals.
Huh.
But also usually a place when there's so much activity means often there's going to be a lot of booze, and booze tends to have people be very loose with their lips.
Last time we tried to have information, Shroud was like in depth with a pirate and we had to do a very crazy mission, so I'm not so sure it's a good thing for us to mingle with the crowd.
Well, considering how far Kaimal is from the sea, I doubt we'll be dealing with pirates anytime soon.
I mean, yeah,
What?
that.
Are there pirates on this continent?
Well, I assume everyone here is an outlaw of the worst species.
Even that kid, and I
Us?
just point to like
Especially
a
the-
random child.
He needs savings.
Does it turn out to be a halfling that's dressed up as a kid to pickpocket people around?
There you go.
Hey, it's the kid's fault.
Okay, so we're kind of in a big place, but also let's be real. None of us are from here, so how are we supposed to innately know where to go if we don't, at the very least, enter somewhere to ask?
Shroud, no shady people?
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Well, you don't have to talk to shady people.
Yeah, we can just go in one of the building and ask one of, the tenants.
We could. There's probably a city as big as this. There's probably some kind of city guard or city watch as well.
Yeah, like barracks or maybe like a place of holding, like or maybe a mayor's or something.
And the chat just dropped a gem of prophecy that you can ask an out-of-game
Whoa.
question and consider the information in-game with your characters.
Yeah, but I kind of want us to be stupid about asking.
Oh, you can be stupid, but since
This is
since
valid.
Boz and B is dropping this, you can
Yeah.
gather all what the question would be for.
Well, I just realized I'm in my drow appearance without any problem, and I'm like, is this an issue in Tal'Dorei or not?
When you take a look around, it's a big. Here in Kaimal, it's mostly humans. But it's the rest of the 50%, like the second one is mostly dwarves, and all the rest in there is a whole mix of you have different genasis, you have different type of genasis, you have tieflings, Azimar, you have all those traits. Everything seems to be here. Everybody comes to Kaimal for something, or to lose something.
Yeah, I'm still not sure Kaiser's gonna lose to stick up his ass here, but sorry. Sorry, it was
All right, so since you're all good with sins and stuff like that, I'll let you lead the way. I just hope we don't go in another 15 weeks adventure because we made a pact with something and
But-
stole something from someone.
But Kaiser, didn't you make the sin of being born as a drow?
Yes.
Also,
and since then, I
sin
have
is-
to buy back this sin with the work put in the Dalian Empire. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You're welcome.
sin is such a weird concept.
Yes. Now do we need to discuss about
Yeah, what
words?
does sin even mean?
I mean, I don't know. I guess injustice is a sin to me, but not necessarily to everyone else.
I believe ignorance, willful ignorance, is
Yeah.
quite the despicable practice.
Yeah, so I guess sin is a very subjective concept.
What do you want from me?
Since Shroud was not there, let me describe you what you see in the
Yeah.
city. It is a 30,000 people city. It is a big one, but it's mostly mining economy where they seem to be coming from some mines in the Iron Peaks, Iron City Ridge. Sorry, and you have three large structure. Three immense building where you see that they're richly decorated, golds and everything. you are in literally the medieval side, the medieval way of Vegas and Amsterdam mixed together. Everybody in Kaimel is here for fun, drugs, whatever you would like. You can find it there. Like I told a bit earlier, everybody here wants something or want to lose something. Depends on who and what.
And as of the people we see in the street, is it like mixed or it's mainly human?
Half of them is mostly human, but the rest is really diverse. Like the ethnicity in this place, there's no. You see drow, high elves. You see every opposites except maybe Jurgar that are living really deep under the earth are not in this place.
No, but as of what you would mainly see, you see it. So-
Yeah.
Okay,
Even tabaxis.
that's what I wanted to know.
But,
And Nazum earlier brought that, Shroud knows shady people or his way around these kind of people. So that was brought up a bit earlier.
And also, we received a gem of prophecy in the chat, which allows us to get in-game information from an out-game question.
Now, if I was somebody that's well traveled, but I never set foot in Tal'Dorei, but I do like hearing and reading about places that have touristic interest, how much would I know about Kaimal?
You already rolled that check and you rolled badly on your history check.
Last time? Okay, good to know.
And you did some research or had anything on hand to make some, so
I'm about to do some research then.
perfect.
But more seriously, like I can totally respect if like we decide to use the gems so that we can skip the whole like investigating thing, if like that's what the vibe is.
The vibe is we're in a city of stimuli and pleasure, and it would be a shame if we didn't get.
I mean, that kind of is my vibe, but also I don't want to impose. So that was kind of me, like,
It's not.
sound.
It's not
sounds like
necessarily on Kaimel. It can be about Astrid. Could be about Thunderbrand. It could
Okay.
be about everything
And
in the setting.
is it like, do we have to use it this game?
Technically, yes. You would have the 5
Okay.
minutes to use the Gem of Prophecy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave the person that are smarter than me to make that decision, and I mean that both in and out game. My
Okay,
brain is not braining today, so.
hear me out. Is there any gambling? If so, what should we put all in between black and red?
I thought you were gonna say what are the lottery numbers.
Why is that our question?
I'm just messing.
I mean, we could make a huge amount of money that way. I'm just saying, party resources.
I
Always
literally
bet on
have
red.
power of probability with my magic. In the
Well, why don't we use it then?
Because
Okay,
it's
well-
Go inside
Okay,
and say, drow, stay away.
here's an idea in character. I'll wave the journal that we found that mentioned Stillben, and I'll go like, what if we go into one of those big casino places? I'm sure they see a lot of people. They probably, know things, and we can ask them about how to get to Stillben.
Yeah.
And why in the casino and not like another place which has less temptation?
Well, again, casinos, they see a lot of tourists, they see a lot of people. Chances are they. Sometimes we can just go to the city watch if you prefer.
No. Let's not go see any authorities.
When Revna brings the point of authorities, you take a look to see if there's any, and you see that there are guards that are really strict. Like when people seems to be managing stuff around the city, or maybe something could look shady, you see that the guards are going 2 or 3 of them, and does not hesitate to rough it up a bit. Not necessarily punching, but they literally, when someone seems to be looking a bit too hard, they grab him by the collar and just bumps him onto the wall, and is aggressive in a lawful way.
So, see? So there is excess, but there is some structure to it. So, does it still qualify as a sin in your definition?
I don't know what you want from me. I just want to find
I'm just like-
Astrid.
Think
It
about
isn't.
this. Casinos, very high security.
Yeah, but why would we take a pause on what we have to do to make some money and then
I
what?
have an idea.
No, it was to gather information
Yeah.
about
I have
the
an
city,
idea.
actually.
Is there like one of the security guards that are, or the patrolmen, patrol gals that are around us that we could approach to ask questions?
Yes, let me roll for behavior.
His name is Jacques.
No, it's
Listen, we
just
can
Steve
always
Le Poisson.
ask the local law folks where some of us that are more arcanely inclined could go for entertainment and whatnot. That
what,
might
you want
pull
me
us
to
in the right direction.
You want me to go to the guards and ask them?
We could ask them a friendly question, like, "Oh, look, there's one right there." And who are we looking at?
You are looking at a little troop of 3. You have a halfling, you have a half orc, and you also have an elven lady. And when the most aggressive one in a Chihuahua mode is the halfling.
I was gonna say it's the halfling.
And literally,
All that pent up rage.
you see just someone like just looking a bit too close to maybe some bread, and he just literally punch behind the knee of the person, so the person just drops. And like, what are you doing, mate? You want to steal this bread? Like, at first, the half-orc seems like,
Calm down, and they're not.
and you see the elven lady just like, and she grabbed the halfling by his leather armor and pull him out. And
Sorry, sir. My colleague here has been a bit in a rough day. Would you like to buy this bread? If not, we would like to ask you to move forwards.
Yes, and you just drop some copper piece, leave with the bread, and just like with the situation. It seems like pressured selling, but not that much.
Oh, look, we have a hardworking trio right there. I'm sure they're glad to help us with our little.
Wait, what if the shopkeeper hired them to rough up that client just so he would buy something?
That is a very common practice in some parts, and at times I've been approached to do that. But what matters most is having the answers to our questions.
You've been approached to rough house, but then
Oh
told
no. Are you
I think-
familiar with the concept of a protection racket?
You run a protection racket?
No, but listen, when you do a few centuries into business, some people get ideas thinking that they can use your establishment as a business opportunity, and you politely tell them no.
So what
and
did
then
you
they
do?
set fire to your building because you said no.
They drank
No,
all your
no.
tea.
Well, they kind of got aggressive, so I quickly reminded them that I don't need to touch their underwear to tighten it up a few inches in an instant.
Go for the balls. I can admire that technique.
Hmm.
So,
Any kind of balls.
That's a sin, I think.
No, it's not.
And as you arrive to approach this little group of guards, the narrative camera will stay fixed where it is while your little group advance forward. Will spin really quickly and then appear to another place where you see a dark office with just lit by a fireplace. Someone sitting in a large couch with a journal and a glass of wine.
See, wine is evil.
An elven figure approach.
Sir, Mr. Thunderbrand, we have good news. Some of our agents were able to neutralize some member of Vox Machina, so they won't be a problem in the coming days. Whitestone is already in trouble, so we won't be hearing from Lord DeRollo.
Shit.
The rest of those are dispersed, and we took care of Pike Trickfoot. What are the next orders?
Well, you could send the last batch towards the Menagerie Coast. We have some problems we encountered there with the Mighty Nine. Other things. There's remnants I would like from Whitestone. So if you succeed to conquer it, I want something out of those catacombs.
All right, sir.
And the camera fades to black. As we end tonight's session, as we'll start with the conversation with the guards next game. It's a pre-built world. I have to find reason why superheroes are not acting, right?
I should watch Vox Machina.
You didn't watch it?
Yes.
Damn, man.
No,
It's great.
I don't have Netflix anymore, so it's harder.
Prime, if you have it.
Oh, I have no reason then.
And, well, we'll do the little round table of things. I know, Shrell, you were here and there, but how was your night?
For the parts I was there, it was really fun. Yeah, you have some young babies waking up at night and stuff like that, but it still pleased me to have time to play the game. So for what I got, I was really happy.
Nice. And since Bosenby spent 3,000 points, you guys think about the Gem of Prophecy, and I'll start next game with the answers of it. If you want to ask an out-of-game question about anything about the setting.
Yeah.
You're not losing those points, Bosenby. And, well, glad you liked it with that little meat shred and mimic at the end of this corridor thing.
That's a nice visual, actually. Vest, like, not me.
Well, let's continue with our vests. Viv, how you like your game?
I had a lot of fun. Honestly, it was slightly stupid of us, but also it did make a lot of sense that only the two of us went and did the corridor thing. Honestly, it's really nice because now we have a bunch of things that we can jump on from one another's background. So that's really nice. Like the whole hag thing with Revna, and then there's Kaiser is actually opening a little more, being a little more vocal about his beliefs. Like that's nice. And then Shroud did the whole fur thing. I have so many questions on that. And Portia is just you can see the fire burning behind those old ladies' eyes of I'm gonna get my grandson back. So it was a really fun game.
Nice. Glad you liked it. And let's follow up with Cave. Portia, how you liked it?
Pretty much what Viv said covers very well how I feel about it, and having the the tunnel of thorns be, or the cheese grater, as Ari so eloquently put it, uh, be the enemy of the weak in some ways, was entertaining for those of us who didn't have to confront its horrors up front. But no, I had a good time. It's good to be back and having a bit of a gear shift from the intensity that we had last session and being able to catch our breath and for what little time we can before you throw us into another fire. I welcome that.
Well, you're now level 9. The fire's going to be less intense, or, well, you'll be able to react with more things. And, well, let's follow up with Revna. How do you like the game?
Yeah, my feelings are pretty much the same. It was like a good, you know, time to breathe a little bit after how intense the last few sessions were, because it's just been like back to back to back stuff. So I think it was really nice to be able to just kind of like banter between everyone's characters. And yeah, it was very low stress for me this time because I didn't have to deal with a corridor of death and destruction and cheese grating. So
No, literally on the couch.
exactly.
All right. Well, and we'll end up with our Kaiser, Christoph.
Yes.
Well, for you, you had a little fight at the beginning.
Yeah, I had. So I was stressed out because I knew I had something at the beginning, so I had to like be prepared.
Yeah.
And it was hard to fight a magic-resistant demon. But I have a friend now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I will see him, but I feel like he understands me. Not like the others of my group, apparently. It's a joke. Yeah, I liked it. Like I know, and I'm happy we're going back to like less stress and intense sessions, so we can go back to owning our characters. And we see that we've played them for a while because it's so easy to go back in those relations and those interpretations. So it's fun to do at this point. We don't have to like think about it. We just enjoy what we can with them, and that's nice, I think.
Yes, and I know a year ago it was my first ladies' night I was doing with Viv, actually, my supernatural game. And the more we coming close to September, the closer we're coming for the 2 years of this game.
This is insane.
we skip some to say here and there. You know, it's the Christmas time and such, but no, with
Has it been a year and a half already?
Yeah. Every 2 weeks to see. I feel it's a bit slower on the pace of the story, but it's well, it permits us to play all together, so I won't complain.
Yeah, it's been so long that I lost some hair, but
You
What was
want
the
to talk about it? No. And well, now that you're going into Tal'Dorei, it's a whole new thing. Not that I was not planning on it, because, well, the bad guy is from there, so you would go there eventually. But I thought maybe you would stay a bit more in Wildemount or explore other things in there. So I'm curious to how I will develop all the links and where you're going to go. And with Kaimel, a little spoiler alert that you'll discover pretty quickly. The 3 casinos are, one belongs to the Clasp, one belongs to the Myriad. So
Our good friends.
Yeah, they're
I'm not surprised. Like, that
Cops
kind of
got
was
gone.
written.
and the third one belongs to the city, actually. So
Let's go to this one.
So you'll see all that next game in 2 weeks, and
Porsche's 11.
Ocean's 11. Yeah.
Porsche's 11.
Porsche's 11.
Yeah.
And you'll have to think about that little gem of prophecy that Bosenby's given you. We'll be seeing the results next game. And, well, next week you'll have Insurrection game, where you'll have a beautiful bunch of people that Is it next week? No, it's the other game after that they won't be there because it's the Salon de la Passion Médiévale.
That's true.
And 3 person inside there have is a DM of a vampire game on the weekend. And have to do a lot of prep for it for the final. And 2 are
Right.
at the
Hold on.
Salon. So, yep. I'm going to be at LARP this weekend there. So, no. Well, maybe on the Friday for the Salon. I'll be there. I'll see. So, we love you very much. Thank you for being with us tonight. And, well, to see what's going to happen in this city of lust, debauchery, and everything that you can find in Vegas and Amsterdam mixed up together. Well, remember, always, may your fumbles become epic stories. Ciao, people!